Most businesses think that they have a strong differentiator, but do they really? Today, we're going to put yours to the test. Because if your differentiation doesn't make customers choose you over the competition, it's not really doing its job. So, what actually is differentiation? The easiest way that I like to describe it is it's the reason that customers choose you, why they buy from you. And it often meets three criteria, or is found at the intersection of three areas. What you do exceptionally well. This should be something that you can replicate 99.99% of the time. It's something that your customers want or need. It should be something that they find valuable and that they're looking for in the market. And it should be something your competitors can't or won't do. They either can't replicate it out of resource reasons, or they don't want to because it goes against who they are and what they do. Your differentiation falls at the intersection of these three areas. It's the reason people buy from you. It's what makes you stand out in the market. Now, most businesses think that they have a solid differentiator, but it really isn't. Most B2B businesses take their differentiation and it's actually a basic requirement for doing business. It's something that customers look at and say, I expect that out of every vendor I would possibly work with. That's not a differentiator. So how can you test if your idea is actually differentiated? I've got a fun one for you today. It is called the opposite test. So what you're going to do is take this differentiated idea that you have, and you're going to ask yourself, is the opposite also true? Because differentiation should force a decision, should force a choice. So let's look at some common differentiators in the B2B service space. One thing that I hear all the time is, we are the best, or maybe it's we are the industry leader, we are the top of our game, we are the most innovative. It's some kind of form of we are the best. If you're going to take this and run this through the opposite test, you ask yourself, would a customer buy the worst? Would they go onto Google and say, I want to find the company that has the worst solution, the worst product, or the worst service? I don't know anyone that does that. I don't know anyone that's like, I want the worst website in the world. Please connect me with the web developer that's going to make this a horrible experience. So if you're coming in saying we're differentiated because we're the best, the opposite isn't true. No one wants the worst of what you offer. So this is not a differentiator. Maybe it's we care about our clients. I hear this all the time. We actually care. Now, I'm going to put a caveat on this one because there are some industries where all of the competition kind of doesn't care about their customers. Like you can feel that, you can sense that. So coming in and saying we actually care might be different in your industry. But again, it's not really differentiated. It's not something that goes beyond a basic requirement of doing business. Because I don't know any person that goes onto Google and says, find the solution from the company that doesn't care about their clients, the company that treats their clients like shit, the company that cuts corners, the company that doesn't deliver results. No one does that. Every customer in the B2B space is looking for someone who cares about them. So that is not a differentiator. What about this one? We provide quality. Every client I've worked with has said, well, our differentiator is our quality. And while that, again, might seem true, is the opposite true? Do people go in and say, I want the car that breaks down after a month? I want the website that crashes when 2 people visit it. I want the brand strategy that makes me blend in rather than stand out. The opposite is not true. No one looks for something that is low quality. Or my absolute favorite, it's our personality. That's what makes us different. People just like working with us because of who we are. personality is one, very easily replicatable. So just because you act a certain way doesn't mean anyone else could never act that way either. But two, ask yourself this: if you think your personality is so great, would any company want to work with someone who is a jerk, who is a dick, who is an ass to them? No. No one goes on to Google and says, find me the company that's going to be a dick. No one does that, meaning personality is not a differentiator. Your differentiation should force a choice. It should be a choice between option A of what you provide and option B of what your competitors provide. It makes them say, I could either do this or I could do this. If there is no choice, then it's not really a differentiation. It is a basic requirement of doing business. It is meant to make you stand out. It should create a clear contrast between you and your competitors. Think of Tesla as an example. Whatever you think of Elon, whatever you think of Tesla right now, they did something exceptionally well when they started. They came in and said, we are going to use the sports car EV while everyone else was doing the sedan. It gave people a choice. I could either buy a sports car or I could buy a sedan. There was a difference in the market, and that's what differentiation does. Think of it as a choice. You're giving people a choice between what you do and what your competitors do. That is a true differentiation. None of this basic requirements of doing business. It is a viable choice in the market. Once you think you have a differentiation or an idea for your differentiation, run it through this test. Ask yourself if the opposite is true. If it is, you are onto something and you can run with that to differentiate yourself in the market. But if it doesn't, if the opposite isn't true and you end up crossing it off like I did all 4 of these on the board, then you don't actually have a differentiation and you want to go back and find it. Find something you do that you do exceptionally well, your customers want or need, and your competitors can't or won't do. And if you're still having trouble finding that, don't worry. We have a free email course down in the description that you can subscribe to that helps you to find something that you already do that you can differentiate in the market with. And if that's still not enough, we've got this other video here on finding your differentiation. Give it a click and a watch because it will help you to stand out in the market, which is the ultimate goal of any business that wants to make money.